Maayong buntag, kanatong tanan. Good morning, you all. How is everybody doing? This is kind of weird because I've never been done this before, like doing a virtual webinar. But anyway, so I am so grateful for the invitation of Foundation University as a speaker for this webinar on something like the tech integration in the classroom. And I'm just hoping that I can share with you the best that I have been doing in my classroom since I got here in the US as a classroom teacher at West Mesa High School here in Albuquerque, okay, New Mexico. All right. Okay, so can everybody hear me loud and clear? Okay, yeah. Just put in the chat. Okay, just put a comment that you guys can hear me or a thumbs up. Now, to be honest with you, I've never used a Zoom as a platform meeting link because I'm used to the Google Meet. So I was kind of frenzy earlier because I couldn't get my camera on, and it was stupid of me because I just realized that it was just my document camera that was preventing me from doing it. Okay, so anyway, and also forgive me that my background is just a mess. It really looks bad, and you can see from behind me. So I have my jacket right there, just behind the door. Just ignore it, and then let's just get to this. Okay, Ms. Prasi, can I share my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Oh, come on. All right, just guide me through this platform. All right. Am I sharing my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
But the one we are seeing kay Zoom.
Yeah, all right, I can see that. Okay, my bad. All right, hold on. Oh, what is this thing going on? Okay. Can everybody see my Google Slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so here we go. All right. Well, this is the slide number 1. I'm gonna have. I don't need to describe anything from this slide. Let's just get to the next slide. Okay, so just a little bit about me. And on this slide, you can see my contact info. There's my work email, just in case you want to have to send me an email. And there's also my phone number. And this year, I'm teaching 10th grade as well as 11th grade, Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 trigonometric honors. Well, my favorites, I put there everything about the Philippines. I love the sunset, snow, nature here in New Mexico. And I like dark chocolate. And I listen to country, R&B, and pop music. And something that I really like here in the US is the Thanksgiving in the summer. Okay, so if you can see there about me, just a little about my teaching history. I had taught mathematics in the Philippines for 16 years across grade levels prior to moving to the US at West Mesa High School. This is my 4th year of teaching Algebra 2 and Algebra 2 trigonometric honors. Well, I got here in 2018, and then that year I was teaching at a mid school, and middle school here is it was tough. So the next year I decided to transfer to a high school, and that's West Mesa High School, and I've been here for like 4 years. Outside my work, I love to travel to places with family and friends. All right. Okay, so that was just, sorry. Okay, so how is everybody feeling today? So what I'm gonna do is, I want you guys to do something for me. Have you heard of Jamboard? Okay, I think some of you have have done an activity via Jamboard. So this is what I'm gonna have to let you do. So it's something that I call a bell ringer or a do now or a warm up. So that's gonna be part of my class agenda. And okay, so I'm just going to send up the link in the chat. So it's just one or two questions in here. So this is the question, how are you feeling today? And what expectations are you looking forward to learning in today's training? Okay, so hold on, just give me a second to send out the link in the chat. All right, so there's the link in the chat. And just a little bit of information how you do the Jamboard, just in case you're a first time for this one. All you have to do, okay, I can see someone already joining in. So for you to be able to answer these two questions, you have to go here at the left side of your screen, and you can see there, okay, look for that sticky note and click on it. So you have to click on the sticky note. Right, there you go. And then you will have to type in your answer in here. So you can choose any colors as your background. And then after that, okay, and then save. And this is the way that I can see all your responses to these two questions. So I'm gonna have to give you like 5 minutes. So hold on. Okay, we've got that time for you. Where's my clock? Right here. All right. Let's put a time for you. You have 5 minutes to get this done. So right now you can see, okay, I am choosing which one. So there's this animal sound that you can hear when the time is up. Okay, there you go. You have 5 minutes to get this done. All right, you guys have 2 minutes, and I can see your responses in here, and it makes me glad. And okay, so let me just read this in particular. So someone says, I'm feeling good. I'm expecting a lot of tech stuff that I'm able to learn through a slow and tenuous instruction since I am not that tech knowledgeable like you guys. Believe me, I'm not also a tech savvy person. Okay. Like you have just witnessed it now. Okay. The Zoom thing. Because like I said, this is not my thing. I mean, like this meeting platform is not my thing. It's the Google Meet. So in a way, I'm also exploring how I can um make this, make myself love this Zoom link. And you can see, wow, this is just so awesome. Excited, feeling good, pumped up, grateful. I expect this webinar to be fun and collaborative. And I think, okay, you guys have been really doing amazing. You are just really engaged, even by just looking at your responses here on Jamboard. Okay, and don't you know that Jamboard, this is one of the things that I do in my class, especially when I do a do know or a bell ringer or a warm up. And I'm gonna have to explain that thing, the bell ringer, because maybe that is something that is okay. It's an unfamiliar term to you guys. So there's a part of this webinar that I'll be talking about that. All right, so we have 18 seconds remaining. Okay, enthusiastic. I'm feeling good, sir. You know what? I would prefer that you guys would call me Mr. Gayoma or Mr. Ronald because that's how everybody calls me in school. The more okay, speaking of that, so mom and sir, this is kind of like it's uncommon to my colleagues in school. We don't call anybody as a ma'am or a sir. We just call them by their first names. Even my admin, I just call them Mr. Okay, Mr. Centino or Mr. Miss Michelle. So this is how I address them. Okay. Anyways, well, it's back in the Philippines. We're just used to that ma'am and sir. Okay, but when you don't call anyone a ma'am or sir, it doesn't mean you're losing or you do not respect that person. All right, so who am I? Okay, let me go back to. Okay, there's another thing else I forgot to mention. So I have this timer, and every time that I have a classwork or any assignment that my kids or my students do in class, I always have the timer for them so they know how long they have to work on specific assignment. Okay. So this is one of the few technology that I am using in class. Okay, so the first part of these technology that I am using in class, so I call them the audiovisual devices. So these are the tangible tech in class. So these are the ones that you can touch, you can feel. Okay, so it's the audiovisual devices, and I have these questions just to guide me. So the first one is, what devices do I use in class? Okay. How do I use these devices to facilitate learning? And can I use these devices for online, hybrid, or in-person instruction? Okay. So, back that was in 2020. So that's when the pandemic hit. So we were on our spring break and we're supposed to be back in school a week after that. That was in March. I think it was third week in March of 2020. But then because of the pandemic, when it at its peak, so the schools were closed and we transitioned to online classes. So it started at that time, okay, March, no, that was in April 2020 until the following year, April 2021. So that length of time, we did everything virtually. We did everything online. And by sometime in April of 2021, also we transitioned to hybrid. So hybrid is a mix of online and in-person instruction. And so part of this learning learning situations or learning, we had to use different or a lot of devices or technology that are appropriate in class. Okay. All right, so let me show you my classroom. So welcome to my decent classroom. Oops, wait, what is this? Hold on. Okay. So on the left, you can see, I know it's not the perfect classroom that you guys are thinking, you guys have been trying to anticipate. So if you can see there, the individual desk, and there are there are several of these chairs that are put on top of the desk, and there are also some chairs that are pushed in. Well, you might be wondering, why is it that not all these chairs are put on top of the desk? So, to tell you the story, it depends on the class that I have. Like the last period, it's my 7th period. So it's not everybody is in class. So you cannot expect all the chairs to be put on top of the desk. Okay. So meaning those that are on top of the desk, these are the chairs where it's been used by the kids. And then after that, okay, you would just see the rest of them being pushed in. And then, okay, that's just my classroom. Okay, so here, there's my work desk. It looks bare. There's nothing much that you can see on my work desk, okay, except these devices. Okay, my laptop, my desktop, and then you can also see my this thing, the camera. And I also have here the paper copies for my lesson, and all right, some other and these stuff here that are not really needed. Okay, it's you have to put some sanitizer and tissue on your desk because kids, okay, they would just come up to you and ask for it, so at least they're readily available for them to use it. Okay, so on the right side, you can see the Promethean board. So this is what we call the Promethean board. And it's more than for, I don't know if, because I have not seen this one in the Philippines. So this is what I use, okay, when I teach. I have to connect my laptop, my desktop to this Promethean board. So if you can see on my Promethean board, it's being broadcast in there, the lesson. It's actually the quiz, if you can see that one. So on this day, I was given a quiz. You can see in there what lesson also, but the quiz I was giving. So it was on evaluating and graphing polynomial functions. And this is just one of the things that we can use for this Promethean. Okay. Sometimes we just call it Promethean or Promethean board. So I know this is an expensive device, something that the Philippine government cannot really provide to every single teacher, to every single classroom, especially in depth ed. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen in a year or two, or even in 5 years. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be a long shot. But well, we'll just keep our fingers crossed so that the future leaders could provide this Promethean board, because I tell you guys, it's really, really useful. It's going to make your job so easy. Okay. You don't need to use the whiteboard, the chalkboard, nothing of that sort. So all you can do is you just have to sit behind your desk, and then you can just do your work and just do your teaching. Okay, so that's what I do. So I would just sit behind my desk, and then the kids would just my students will just be able to see everything that I am doing for that day for them. Right. So next we have, so I already mentioned this one, the desktop computer. Well, and then I have this document camera. Okay, actually, I have this document camera here with me, and I am going to show you how I can use this one in class. So this is, I would have to say, one of the most important devices, okay, that a teacher can have, in because, like I said, okay, with a document camera and a Promethean board, you're not gonna need the whiteboard or the chalkboard. So all you need is just a pen, okay, a pencil or a paper, and that's all. Okay, because that's where you write, and then whatever you write, it's gonna be broadcast, okay, on that Promethean. So, okay, let me see if I can show you that. Okay, let me. Just give me a minute. See if I can do this. Okay, so I actually prepared something. Can you guys see this one? Can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So right now I'm using the document camera. Um, this document camera is my personal property. So the school actually gave me one, but it's an old version, and I kind of not liked it. So I decided to just get my own at Amazon, and this cost about, I would say, like about $120. So that's roughly, what's that? So about 6,000. Oh yeah, 6,000 pesos. Okay, at Amazon. So I get this. So how this works is, all right. So here, I have a packet. So this is a lesson packet that I always use in class. And what I do is when I when I do this, when I make a lesson, okay, I just use this one. So what you can see right now is this one. And if you have the Promethean board, so this is actually broadcast on the Promethean board. So the students would be able to see this one on the Promethean board. And what for me, I can see this one on my desktop. Okay, so imagine I'm sitting behind a desk. All right, so like if I have to start with, okay, so this morning, here's what we do, guys. Okay, I'm gonna have to explain to you about, okay, this lesson. It's called Graphing and Solving Quadratic Inequalities. And if you want to do this on paper, so you guys can just grab your paper copies or your lesson packets under that. So, well, that's just my the common things that I say to the class before I get started. So it's either they get these lesson packet or they get digital copies of the lesson. Okay, we'll come to that also, but the digital copies. Right. So I could start writing in here. So we say, okay, this is, if you're a math student, I mean, okay, do we have students here who are major in mathematics? Okay, I believe there are. So this is just an example. Okay, so we say a quadratic inequality in two variables is an inequality that can be written. Are you guys thinking that I'm going to really complete this one? No, it's not. So this is just to show you how I use this one for my class. Okay, so like for this one, so what you see on your screen is exactly what my students can see in the Promethean. So I start with this vocabulary. So quadratic inequality in two variables is an inequality that can be written in the form y is less than ax squared plus bx plus c, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, so this is how I use this document camera. All right, and this was really useful during the, when we did the online learning or the online instruction, because I just need my document camera, my laptop or my desktop computer, and I was good to go. Yep. And even if we already transitioned to in-person instruction, so we actually started at the beginning of the school year 2021, 2022. So, okay, so you guys call it face-to-face, but here we call it in-person. Okay, so, yep. All right, let's continue. Oh, and there's also the LCD screen in my class, but I don't use this actually. So I know we have an LCD projector. Okay. Great. So see that tiny thing suspended in midair. So this is my LCD projector, and I have not used this actually. So because of the Promethean, so this is just obsolete because of that Promethean. All right, so here, so this lesson packet, so I just show you that earlier. So lesson packets are readily available for kids wanting to do the work on paper, because if not, they can opt to do digitally on Kami or DocHub. So what is a Kami? What is a DocHub? And a Kami and a DocHub, I'm going to talk about this later too, because this are two of the, what do you call that one? Okay, something that you can edit a PDF, so you can do that on Kami or on DocHub. And I've been using this too in my class. So here you can see this is what I call the note-taking guide, and the other one is practice worksheet. So like when I'm done with giving my lecture about a lesson, so normally I use this one, just note-taking guide. Okay, I will just have to assign them some practice problems that they have to work on. All right. So now, okay, we have this online platforms and resources. So what online platforms I am using in class, and what online resources also. So these are the intangible texts that I'm using. Okay, so with these, I have these questions in mind. So how can I create assignments? How can I grade student assignments? How can I give feedback to students when grading assignments? And how can I see student growth? All right. Okay. So in Albuquerque Public Schools, we have this education platform called Synergy. And Synergy is a learning management system. And it's a useful tool for any teacher. Basically, you can check the attendance of your kids, okay, on Synergy. You can do your grades, okay, because the gradebook is there. And if you need information for every single kid you have in class, this is where you go. You could pull up the records from this thing called Synergy. I have to show you one. All right, so let me just show you the Synergy thing. So this is the grade book. Okay. I know you guys keep a class record, a physical class record, and this is our digital grade book. And we do a grade book, okay, on here. But this is just one of the functions of Synergy. So if you can see here, I have my kids here. This is my 5th period. Okay, so on here are the assignments. And by the way, assignments here are it's not like the assignments back in the Philippines, because when I was still teaching in the Philippines, we give assignments, and assignments are like homeworks, the ones that kids have to do at home. But here it's different. So assignment could be any of these. A homework is an assignment. Okay, a classwork is an assignment. So we know a homework. It's a work that kids do at home, and then a classwork is it's an assignment that these kids do in class. And then there's also the quiz assignment, and I also have a participation assignment. And this participation comes in the form of bell ringer, or the warm up, or the do now. And what else? I also have something here, a test. A test is, for me, is a unit test. So like when I'm done with all these lessons of the chapter or the unit, that's when I have to give a unit test. Okay. All right. The other thing that we can do here is, okay, to check the attendance. So what I do is I have to just go here at home. You know what? This is something that I really do not like to show to everybody, because yeah, you can see my students right there. So I go here, and this is what we do for checking the attendance. Okay. So every single time that you are in class, you have to check the attendance. Otherwise, you get a notification from the admin. Okay, hey, Mr. Gayoma, all right, you missed to check the attendance in this class. Okay, that's what we do. So it's really a lot easier. And then, okay, so if we go back, so those reports, all right, so see this part here. These are all the reports. If you need a class roster or class list, this is where you go. If you need something like a student graduation requirement profile, it's in here. So like basically everything, or every information you need is just right here. Okay, so let's go. All right. Do you guys have any questions? So if you do, you can just put in the chat, and we'll have to check that one later. Okay. Oops. Okay, so next is, so this one is the Google Classroom. I know everybody's familiar with the Google Classroom. So I currently have 5 classrooms plus advisory set up for the spring semester. But you can see here, I know that's just more than 5 plus 1. And because the first 3 here are the ones that I restored from the archive, and the last 3 are from my Google Classroom for my instructional council meeting. And then okay, this one too, it's a group of teachers where we were doing a secondary math adaptation, math textbook adaptation. And then what else? And then the TLF. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna have to show you the my Google Classroom as well. So here's my Google Classroom. And what I do is, this is where I have to post, okay, any announcement, assignments, okay, anything that is classroom related. So this is where I go. This is where I post them. So here I put a class agenda is posted on Google Classroom daily for each class. So for any teacher, you always have your class agenda, okay, like what you have to do for the day, like for every single class. And it doesn't mean, okay, every day it has to be like the same for all classes, because that depends on what class you have. So like me, since I only have 1 prep here and I only teach Algebra 2, so basically I only have 1 class agenda for all my classes throughout the day. And this is the flow of my agenda. So I normally start with a warm-up or do now. Okay, so what is this warm-up or do now? And what do I do in a warm-up? What kind of assignment do I give, okay, for in a warm-up or a do now? Right, now, So let's take a look first. And there is, and we'll go back to here. So this one is my period 5. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, today, wait. So if you can see here, April 25th. So this is yesterday. It's because we have a block scheduling here, periods. So the even classes, we have them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the odd classes are on Wednesdays and Fridays. On Mondays, we have all classes. All right, so okay, I don't want to talk about this. Let's see, let's find one. All right, this one. Let me talk about this. So April 22nd, okay, if you can see here, here's my class agenda. I have the warm-up and I put here, okay, it's about factoring, and I use Delta Math for my warm-up. Okay, and I know I put the use the link below to access the questions, but I can show you that one later too. So, and then you have directed instruction. So for the directed instruction, this is where I have to do my lecture for the lesson. And normally I have to use that study guide or that note-taking guide. Okay, the one that I showed you earlier using my document camera. So that lesson packet is called a note-taking guide. And then after that, that's when I have to give them their classwork. So a classwork is, remember, it is an assignment or work that students have to do in class. So here, to be exact, so in this same lesson, they have to complete the note-taking guide on the practice worksheet. Okay, and also you have this one here. Okay, so this attachment. So I can show you just in case you want to know how to post an assignment like this one. And not assignment, sorry, a class agenda like this. So all you can do, okay, let's say for example, so what I normally is just have to copy and paste. Okay. So I could go ahead, right? So I just highlight that one and then copy, and I go here. So this part says announce something to your class. And then you paste it. Okay. Well, of course, you need to also change some of the things here because of course you're not gonna have to repeat the same lesson, or your agenda is not entirely like the same as the previous one. And then I have to go here because I need to check. I need to attach some documents. So it's either I have to go to my drive or just upload them from my computer. Okay. So like here, I could go to downloads, or I could go to my documents. So like, for example, this one, I could check on that. And then there it is. All right. Now, I know I said something like Delta Math, that factory. So let me show you that. So because so if you're a math teacher, this one is okay. It's one of the best online resources that you can use. So like, just everything is here for me. I've been using this for 2 or 3 years now. Since I already created that assignment, okay, so it's actually, where is that? So it has to be not this one. All right, here, warm up. Okay, so you want to you want to copy this one, so you just have to click on this, click to copy the link. and then you go back to where's the Google Classroom. Oh, where's my Google Classroom? Oh, here. So you, and then you have to click on this add link, and then paste it, and then there you go. So once you have this one, and once you post this assignment or this agenda, okay, they'll be able to see this attachment and they're good to go. So I might let you guys do this one too about this delta math, how just to see if it works for you guys, the delta math. I know I have some prepared assignments here that you might want to have to try. Okay, so that's as far as how, okay, I do my class agenda. And then how do I create, okay, assignments in here? So to create assignments, what's this thing? Okay. So I already have assignments here, and I make sure that I organize all these assignments here by lesson. So if you can see here, the most recent one is factoring and solving polynomial equations. Okay, this is for my period 5. So you can go here, create, and then click assignment, and then say, okay, like a warm-up. So what I do is, so that I know that this assignment is a warm-up, I have to label it as warm-up. Okay, so by the way, a warm-up or a do-know or a build ringer, they're kind of like the same. And the purpose is to, you give them at the beginning of the class. So like there is this, we have a, there's a 7-minute passing period for students to get to the next class. So like a minute before the time, there is the tardy bell. And so it is expected that all my students have to be in class by that time before, okay, that 7 minutes elapsed. So once they enter my classroom, they'll be able to see this warm-up assignment up on the Promethean board. Okay, so let's say, okay, so let's have, okay, you have that factoring. Well, you can think of it. This is not just for math, by the way. So it's not. It doesn't mean that I'm a math teacher because I'm showing like everything here in math. So if you're like an English teacher or a social studies teacher, so there's also there are other resources that we can use for you guys to create your warm-up assignment or any assignment. So I'm just showing you this one. So here, okay, so all right, if I could just do another one, by the way. So let's say, let me just use this. Graphing and solving quadratic inequalities. Oops, spelling. All right, and then I know this is optional, but I always have to put my instructions so kids know what they have to do with this assignment. So normally, okay, what I do is I just put, okay, so like, I just, the very basic instruction. So do the warm up. Okay, the warm-up questions. Okay, in this case, it's a delta math. It has to be the delta math. All right. So that's what I do. Do the warm-up questions in delta math. And the questions, you might ask, how many questions can I have for my warm-up? So since a warm-up would only be the at most, for me, at most 8 minutes, I can only give at most 4 questions. So 1 question warm up, 2 question warm up, 3 question warm up, 4 question warm up. Okay, that's good. And then you have to give the kids like about at most 8 minutes to get it done. And what about what happens if they're done? So since in my case, okay, I don't collect papers, and I have my kids turn the work in digitally. So here is the next part of my instruction. Okay, so that's what I always do. So if done, take a screenshot of your percentage and turn in. So why did I say percentage? Because like at the end, when they're done with those questions, okay, they're gonna see their percentage, how much or how many questions they do right. Let's say for a 4 question warm up. So yeah, so then let's say they get 2 out of 4, and there's always the percentage that comes along with it. So like 50%, because that's 2 out of 4. If it's 3 out of 4, then it's 75%. Okay, and what I do is I have to put the link for the Delta math. Okay. This one. And if you notice, there's already the code. So like I said, all the kids have to do is just to click on the link and they're good to go. I believe they don't need to create their account, but I know all my students have their Delta Math account because I require them to do that at the beginning of the year. It's very important. So what happens if they already have the screenshot of the work? Okay, so to turn in the work, they have to do that via Google Classroom. Again, via Google Classroom. This is Google Classroom, but I can't show you that one because this is okay. It's my Google Classroom. So the kids, they have their own account, and when they get this assignment, they'll be able to see a button that says turn in. So once they upload that screenshot to this assignment, then they have to click that turn in button. Okay. All right. I hope I'm making sense. Of course, I'm not gonna have to post this one. Okay. And okay, on the side here, I hate this thing. And then you need to do this one too. So points 100. I just said it that way. 100. It's gonna like you have there 100%. And then when is this assignment due? So if it's a warm up, for me, it has to be due on the same day, like at the end of the period. Let's say, since this is period 5, my period 5 starts at, okay, it starts at 10:16 and it ends at 11:59. So this warm up should be turned in at the end of the period. That means at 11:59. And then the topic, okay, so it's just a lesson title. So this is about graphing and solving quadratic integrals. So I have to click on that one. Okay, the due date, let's say it's due today. Today is, I know it's 27, right? But here it's still 26. And that's it. And then one thing that I have to do here, okay, I'm not gonna have to click that assign button, because if you do click this assign button, chances are the kids would so they will be able to see that one, and they'll be working on that. It's way too, early. So if I were you, you have to click on this drop down, okay, arrow, and then just click on save a draft, right? And then the next day when you come into your room, right, let's say an hour before the class, or not even an hour, that's just too long. For me, it's like about 10 minutes before the time that class begins, that's when I have to assign the assignment. So that way, okay, they won't have the chance to do it, let's say, too early. All right, so that's the, I mean, like, that's just the warm-up thing. Okay, let me go back to, I was talking about, the next one is, okay, so once I'm done with the warm-up, or when the kids are done with the warm-up, I would have to, okay, go over those questions, okay, and then and then we're gonna have to discuss about talk about these questions in class, okay, me and kids together, and then after. And this is the part where if it's a new lesson, then I have to introduce the lesson to them. And after introducing the lesson, okay, I have to, of course, okay, give a lecture about a lesson, and I have to use the note-taking guide that I told you. But there's also something that I have to use when I'm doing my lecture. Okay, so it's actually this one. So this is another online resource that I have. Let me just show you. All right, so it's Algebra 2. I have this textbook. Okay, I know that we have physical textbooks, but this is my digital textbook. So this is where I get my study guide or note-taking guide in the practice. So here is the list of chapters. So right now I'm still in this lesson, polynomials and polynomial functions. So let's go ahead and click on this one just to show you. And this is what I'm doing in class today. Apply the remainder and factor theorems. So here's the note-taking guide. Okay, let me just show you this quick. And it won't be hard on you on the part of the teacher because okay, answers are also provided. Okay, so that's how it looks like. This is the study guide. So like everything you did for the lesson, the kids, what the kids need for the lesson is just everything is here. So they will just have to complete this one. But what I do is I have to do all the examples here. Well, I start with the vocabulary and then I do all the examples and some other stuff that they need to know about the lesson. But okay, what they have to do is the set of checkpoint problems. So this one, so at least the students have something to do with this note-taking guide. Okay, so in this case, there are 4 questions here that they have to do. So it's actually your okay. It's not like and yeah, just to see if they are understanding the lesson or not. Okay, now if they won't have enough time to do completing this one, then it has to be a homework. Okay, so if you can see here, there's a homework, but it always depends on any given situation. Like for me, so if the kids just run out of time, then I just have to tell them that it's a homework and they have to do it, or they have to turn it in the next meeting. So this is the note-taking guide. Okay, now let's go back to that. So, okay, see, here are the answers. Okay, if I click on this one, so as a teacher, don't worry about the answers because okay, you have answers provided for you just in case. So see this one. Okay. This is really something amazing. Okay, so next, all right, so that's the note-taking guide. And here is the teacher's edition. So this is what I use when I have to do my lecture. Okay, see? So it really looks like a page of your textbook. So there you can see, let's, okay, there's the zoom. Okay, I can't find it. Anyway, so look at that. And this digital copy, it only shows the worked out samples for this lesson. So like example one, it's how you use polynomial long division. And there's a lot of things here that are really useful. So because it's teacher's edition, it's for your own good. So you can see something in here like this part here. So see that? So you can give this as your warm up. There's questions in here. Okay. And there's focus and motivate. Those are the essential questions. And how do you motivate the lesson? All right. There's also suggestion here. Okay. And the example two, you have how to use polynomial long division with a linear divisor. And then there's the guided practice. So you can see here, color in red. So these are the answers actually to these two problems. And then it says here, look at that, teach. So you can use this one here, okay, where you can teach in class. So what problems do you have to show to class? But what I do is I just have to go with all the examples in here. And then example three, you have there's to use synthetic division. And okay, look at this one, differentiated instruction. So every class is an inclusion class, like in here in the US, the way it's been designed, okay, in every class, there's always a SPED student or SPED students. So I have my period 7, it's an inclusion class. Like more than half of my kids in that class are special education students. And so if we talk about the special education students, okay, as a teacher, I know I'm a general education teacher. So I have to be wary about this IEPs of the students, and I should know the accommodations for every single special education student in class. So I can always go to, right, I can show you that one. I have to go to the Synergy and I have to look at the accommodation that's in the IEP of a student. Okay. Do I have to show that to you? Okay, anyway, this is not about special ed. Okay, so that's for special differentiated instruction. All right. So, okay, what else here? Okay, next is this one. Okay, practice workbook. So I use this practice worksheet just to supplement what the kids, let's say, just to enrich them about the lesson. So I have to use some of the problems in here. If those problems in the note-taking guide are not enough, then I have to go here, pick questions or problems that are random, and then show it to them. And okay, it's not like all of it. So, and remember, this is what I also have to, I also use for their classwork. So I have to pick also some of those problems that I'm assigning as part of their classwork or homework. Okay, so I use this practice. Okay, so the ones that there's everything is in there. All right. So what else? So that's it. And I know there's also a lesson plan, I think, that you guys can have in here. Let's see, where is that? But I'm not really actually using the lesson plan. So those are only the things that I get from this this digital textbook. So it's the note-taking guide, the practice workbook, and this teacher's edition. That's all. Okay. All right. Oh, wait, let's go back. Hold on. Okay, so the classwork right there, all right. And then, did I mention about exit ticket? Okay, so I know I don't have an exit ticket here as part of the agenda, but in most classes here, okay, we have the exit ticket. So the exit ticket is given like at the end of the class. Like, so you want to know if the students are really learning something from you. So at the end of the period or just before they have to leave the class, you could just have them answer a question or two on paper probably. And so like before they leave the class, okay, they have to turn in that paper. Okay, so that's just an exit ticket. Kids here are, American kids, they can be tough sometimes, and just lazy. So they're just entitled. Okay, so it's probably because of the environment where they grow up. So, well, you just have to be very patient with them. And then as Filipinos, okay, we're just known for that, being too patient. Our resiliency really stands out. So we really can overcome this, sticky situations. So yeah, so I have to say that I'm kind of adjusted to my work environment and to these kids that I've been working with. So first thing is you have to make sure that you have established rapport with them. You need to get their, it's not like the loyalty, but you need to earn their trust, because if they don't trust you, oh, that's going to be bad. I remember when I was on my first day of teaching at a middle school, okay, when I walked into the classroom the very first day, it was really intimidating. I was intimidated by the size of the students. They were eighth graders, but they were big and hairier, unlike the Filipino kids, the Filipino students that I had. So, and then they were just, as if they see me entering the room. So like, okay. So I had to do something just to get close to them, just so I would have a better relationship with those kids. And I succeeded. All right. Okay, going back here to my slides. All right, this is the next one. Okay, so here. Now, CK12, this is another online resource that I can recommend to you guys. So I know I've been showing you examples in math, but this one you can use CK12. Okay, it's not just for math, it's for I'm pretty much sure like for other disciplines as well. So let's go check this one. Right, so here we go. So if you look at here, the subject, so see, it's not just for math. This is also for teachers who are doing earth science, life science, physical science, biology, chemistry, physics, and it's even for English teachers. So we have the writing, spelling, social studies. So yeah, it's not just for math. So what you can do is, I'll give you the link there. So what I do is I have when I need a specific lesson, I have to go here and then search for the lesson. So let's say, for example, I need something on polynomials. So I could just type in polynomials. And there you go. Okay, so these are the searches. So this one, we can go ahead with this one. It's a concept. And I really like about this, okay, when it says concept, okay, you will know I like this one because there are other things that I can use in class. So these are the ones. So you have the read part, the video, and the practice. Now, what I like about this one is the practice. So I I assign practice, this is an adapted practice. Okay. Oh, we can start with this. So let's the read. Okay, so you could just assign this one to your students. And yeah, assign this to the group. If you have a Google Classroom, so you can post this in the Google Classroom for their independent study about this lesson. Okay, so like everything is in here. And I think there's also, you can also download a copy of this one as a PDF. Call this, I think so. And in here, you can see that there are videos that are embedded with the lesson. So yeah, if you want, you can use this video also as part of your warm up or your tune-up, or in the Philippine classroom setting. I think it's taken like a motivation, so you can use this one as a motivation. So it's either you just have to stay where it is, or it's right here.
In this question, we're asked which one
Okay, so
of the
just like
following
that.
functions is not a power function.
And
So let's begin by reviewing the definition of a power function. A power function is a function that can be represented in the form f of x equals k times x raised to the power of p.
all
Where
right,
the x,
and it's not really like it's just a short video, so it's a 4-minute video. So yeah, you're gonna be good to go with this one. And that's why I don't normally use YouTube for finding videos, but then I rarely use videos for my lesson. Okay, I mean, like, I do not use that for giving a lecture. Okay, it's kind of like, for me, it's a little bit lazy for a teacher to do that right in class. But if there's really a big need to do that, then yeah, why not? Okay, so this is just for that one. All right, so let's do some, okay, not non-math. So let's some English class. There's something in there. Okay, let's say, all right, so what specific topic you want in English? Okay, say, I know back here, so I know there's some simile and metaphor. I remember this one. These are, oh, I just have to put here. Figures of speech. Okay, let's see. Figures of speech. Do we have? Okay. Oh. Suffixes. Okay. Kind of like they don't have it. All right. So nothing. Okay, let's try another one. Let me just go to subjects then. It's giving me a hard time. All right, writing and spelling. Can we just go to social studies? Okay, economics. So this might be useful. So okay, so this one is yeah, it's, oh, by the way, it's kind of like a textbook. So you have here some unit lessons for economics. You can click on that, and this. All right, so you have it there, basic understandings, vocabulary, objectives. So you can click on any of these, and then I will show you. All right, so if this is what you need, okay, there you go. And if you want to assign this to your students, okay, you can go ahead. So you see this assign button, so you just go here. And if you have set up a Google Classroom, so you can go ahead and click on Google Classroom. Okay, there you go. And then because I already have my Google Classroom, so I can go ahead here, and then I have to put the instructions specifically. And then you need to put a title. Okay, I know this is the title of economic systems, but you want to have to modify it. Like, what is the best or the appropriate title for this assignment? So you can just click on this one to edit it. And then you have to connect to your Google Classroom. So I have mine, so I have to go here. So these are my Google Classrooms. You have to tick the box specifically. So I need to assign this to this class. All right. Okay. I want them to show answers, right? So I could click on that one, or if I don't, so just leave it that way. And then when will they be able to see this one? Is it going to be today or by tomorrow or in 3 days time, whatever? So you have to, okay, also do the start date, right? If you want it on the 27th today, and then when it's due, is it going to be due by next week, the 4th? Okay, you can put it that way. And then after that, okay, you just have to click the assign button, and then it's right there on the Google Classroom. So the kids will be able to see that one. Right. And there's another option that you can assign this one if it's not via Google Classroom. So it's just a CK12. So I think it's just probably the link that you need here. So same thing that you need to fill out here. Okay, so say, all right, I need this one, period 7. So same thing here. If you do it here on CK12, you have to make sure that you have graded classes. So these are the classes that I graded for my for CK12. But then because I have my Google Classroom, so these classes are not really used. I mean, I haven't used this one in a long while. Okay. So all you have to do is if you graded those classes okay, on CK12, so just make sure that your students have Google, what do you call this one? Have the CK12 account. So they have to create their own account. This one is it's a free version, I believe. So yeah, you're good to go. It's a free resource that you guys can use in class. Okay. Right. So it's ck12.org if you want to have to try this one. Okay, where's the chat? So let me just put this one in the chat. So I'll start with this one, ck12.org. Okay, you can try this out. Okay, let me know if this works. That's the, oh, wait, I think I put the wrong, let's look at that. Can you guys tell me if it's working, the ck12.org?
Yes, sir, it's working.
Okay, so as I said, it's a free online resource. So it's, again, it's not just for math, it's like for everybody. So you can see it here for English teachers, for science teachers, social studies. Yep, we have PE. Not sure if there's something that a PE teacher can use. So yeah, like if you need anything, you might want to have to visit the site ck12.org. All right, now, okay. And there's also another thing that I'd like to show about the CK12. And okay, I talk about this. Let me just go back to my Google Classroom because it's in there. I just have to find here from all my classworks. So normally it's okay, it has to be this one. So this is from the CK12. So I assigned this assignment, okay, of course, before April 14th, because this was due April 14th. So there I have here two. You can see the instruction that I put there, complete the 5 questions, and then take a screenshot of your percentage, which you'll upload to the Google assignment. Now, I know there are two links. Let me click this link and let's see what we can have here. So this is what I call the PLIX, okay, play, learn, interact, and explore. And I normally give this one as a warm-up or a tune-up. Now, unfortunately, for this PLIX, there are no follow-up questions that they will have to do. Instead, they will only have to explore, okay, this one. So it's called the polynomial addition sliders. I gave this as an, just to check on their background, what what they know about polynomials. So yeah, that was the purpose why I gave this one. So here you have Chloe trying to find the sum of two polynomials. Okay, and what you have to do is to use the sliders to change the coefficients of the second polynomial. And then note how the coefficients of the sum change as the addends change. Okay, so these are the sliders. So you have there x cubed. So this is, okay, all you have to do is just slide this, okay, left to right, right, that's like that. So when you slide this one to the direction, you notice that something here, okay, at the bottom, one of these polynomials here, one of the terms of polynomials, okay, changes. And also the sum of these two polynomials. Okay, so the students be able to see that. Okay, so as they two sliding through left and right, okay, the sliders, they'll be able to see it, and then they'll be able to think about, all right, so this is how I have to add, okay, polynomials. Okay, so yeah, this is for this Plix. Now the other one, this is where the questions are on. Okay. Now you don't see the questions yet. So it's still about the polynomial. So it's called the adding bubbles. So adding polynomials can be a little easier with a visual aid. Each bubble represents either t cubed, t squared, t, or 1. Each position in the equation corresponds to the colored bubbles placement. So what they need to do, group multiple bubbles together to represent a term in a single box. For instance, 4 t cubed bubbles is equal to t cubed plus t cubed plus t cubed plus t cubed plus 4t cubed. And build two polynomials to add together. Drag down the bubbles in the top 2 rows of each column to arrive at your answer at the bottom yellow boxes. And then remember, you can only add like terms. All right, so once they do understand this and just navigating this one here, exploring how to do this one, then they have to click on this challenge me button to see the 5 questions. There you go. So with these 5 questions, of course, they have to use also, okay, this one to be able to answer every single question here. And then when they're done, again, they have to take a screenshot of the percentage because that's what they need to be uploaded to the Google assignment and turn in. So I'm also going to show you that, okay, how the kids do their work. How do they upload these screenshots? Okay, so let's open this one, this assignment. Oh, so you can see here, there's some of the kids are just, it's just missing. Now let's do this one that they do. This one. Okay, so see, this one's from Samuel. So I graded it. So this is the attachment that he has. Okay. And because, okay, he was able to do those 5 questions, and this is what they normally get after after doing those 5 questions. So there's something that says, congratulations, you finished the challenge. Okay, so try them again to improve your understanding or check out some or similar clicks to continue learning more. All right, but I just don't let them do that. Okay, for as long as they're able to do those 5 questions, then they're fine. They're good. And then once I get this one, the screenshot. So when I grade, I have just to put it here. So like before that, this is how it looks like before it's graded. So just like that. So I set this one, and they turn this on time. Okay. So see this, he turned this in on April 14th at 9:16 in the morning. And I know this was due April 14th. So it was due April 14th. So yeah, he did it on time. So I have to go ahead and give him 100% for that. Okay, so that's the warm up. And all right. Okay, so what else do we need to see here? Okay, so what about the other classworks? Okay, so I was just missing this part here. So let's have, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that, the classwork. Okay. So for the classwork or the homework, so this is it. So remember the study guide or note-taking guide in the practice? So let's just look at those kids that turn the work. So like this one. So I want to show you how they do it. Okay, so this kid, okay, Monet, she did the note-taking guide digitally. So she did this one on, I'm pretty much sure that she did this either on Duck, or on Cami. Okay, so look at that, she completed it. So she completed the work. But, okay, so see how I made, I did my feedback. So you can do your feedback, like if you're grading the assignment and, okay, you're, something is just not right. So you can go here, you click on this. And then let's say, okay, this part, she made something. So you could just highlight it, right, just like that. And then you put your comment. All right, so, okay, so like you might want to have to say, okay, show work on these problems. And that's fine. Okay. And then you have to click on the comment button. But of course, she was showing her work, so I don't need to do that. All right, so that's exactly how they do it. All right, this part, oh, I forgot this part. So this one here, the checkpoint problems went from 3 to 6. Okay, why did I miss this part? She is supposed to be showing her work. So this is a perfect example where you can leave a comment. So you have to click on this one, and then yeah. So you show work on these problems. Okay. And it would be inappropriate for me to leave a comment now that I've already done my grading for this assignment. So no. Okay, I'm just good. Anyway, this kid is smart. Okay, she's always on top of the class. So this is the note-taking guide. Now the other attachments she has here. Okay, so this one's the practice. So see how she did it. So I know she just put the answer right away. Okay, so I assigned, so here I know that I assigned problems 1, 2, 3, okay, 8, because these are the ones that she only did. Okay, 10, 13, 16, 17, okay, number 20, and then, okay, and then this word problem to number 21. All right, and let's see what the last attachment she has here. I think this is her work on paper. All right, there you go. So it's her work on paper, and then see that one? Oh, here. Okay, now I remember. So she has all here checkpoint problems. She did it on paper right here, and then she just took a photo of it and uploaded here. So that's why I did not put, or I did not leave a comment for those checkpoints 3 to 6. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay. All right, let's see someone else's work. Let's see, Fema. Let's see what she did. So I can see already here what she did. And I think she only did this one on paper. All right, yeah. So here's what she did. So she did it on paper, but she got herself copies of the note-taking guide in the practice. And where they get it is I just put them on my desk, work desk. So that's where they get it from. And she basically did everything on paper. There they go. All right, including the practice. So everything was done on paper. And what she did, so remember, Okay. I asked my kids not to turn in their paper, not to turn it in on my desk. So they have to take pictures or photos of every single page of their assignment, and they have to upload them to Google Classroom and turn in. All right. Okay, so what else do I have to show you here? Okay, so that's what's the homework. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, the quiz. So I need to show you the quiz, how I did a quiz. So this is from the lesson, adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. You can see my instruction here. Okay, let's just, oh, why did I do it this way? What's this? Okay. So here's what I put in my instruction. So I know this is a quiz. So do the quiz on adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials on quizzes or join my quiz. Now, what is this quizzes or join my quiz? This is another online resource that you can use in class. And okay, we'll have a separate part of this one, okay, in just a few moments. So you have to show your work on paper and take photos of them, as well as the screenshot of your percentage when done. Then upload the photos and screenshot and turn it. Oh, why is there you? Okay, and turn in no you there. And I have a note here: failure to follow the instructions. That means uploading photos of the work and screenshot of percentage. 10 points shall be taken away from your percentage. So that's my instruction. And even if I had to put this one here, this note, still there are, you cannot expect all the kids to really follow the instructions. So there are those who are just simply not mindful about it. So they don't care about losing points, and I don't care about taking points away from them. So that's just fair. All right. So you didn't do your work. All right. So here's what you get. This is the consequence. So yeah, that should be it. That's how it should work in my class. All right. Now, so if you can see here, okay, I'm doing that on quizzes. Okay. And let me show you. So if you see here a comment, so I put a comment here. This quiz is now assigned asynchronously. Okay, why did I put here the quiz is now assigned asynchronously? Because at the start, it's not asynchronously, it's a live quiz. So when they click the link, all right, so I have to show it now to you. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Because I know this is already assigned asynchronously. So they have to click the link and okay, see that one? So it's assigned asynchronously, so it's not like this. So all you have to do is just start, and the kids are good to go to do this one without the code. Okay, that's when it's assigned asynchronously. But if it's a live quiz, they have to get the code from me, and they really have to wait. And I do that one in class. So they'll be able to see that code up there on the Promethean. Okay. All right. So we'll think about that one. Okay, what else? Okay. Oh, end of year assessment. Okay, forget about that. So this end of year assessment is the PSAT, the SAT that we have here. And these are auto-assigned to students. So like last week, that was Wednesday last week. So we had an SAT for junior students, and it's a national, okay, examination. It's kind of like it's a national achievement test, okay, in the Philippines. So we have the SAT, and then I was proctoring that testing. So for those who are non-junior students, they need to do the PSAT 8-9 or the PSAT 10. And those are testing or assessments that are auto-assigned to them. And they have to go to the Synergy and their student view. That's where they can check out for these assessments. Okay, right. So okay. So that's just about my Google Classroom, the assignments, and then okay, so and then what kind of online platforms or resources that I am using for creating those assignments. Okay, so here you see the grades here. Let's check the grades. So the grades here, this is not reliable actually. So this will just give you a summary of okay, what kids have done and have not done. So you can see all those missing. So like, for example, Jacqueline, so she has not done the last, okay, oh, this one, the last 6 assignments that I'm having class. And also Gail, okay, he's got all the missing assignments. And I know if it's not turned in, it would say it's not turned in. But here you notice that I graded 30. That's because I did not give them a 0% grade for not turning in the work. So instead, I just make it as a 30%. So it's still a failing grade anyway. And by the way, the passing grade here, the minimum passing grade is 60%. It's not like in our country that a student has to get 75% to pass a class. So here it is 60%, and that is okay, for a letter grade, that's D minus. All right, so yep. And then also, if the assignment is turned in late, when I grade that one, I have to make sure that I put a comment there. I leave a comment, okay, done late. So they really consider, oh, it was done late. And if it's done late, well, it depends, because the longer they turn the assignment, the more points going to be taken away from the percentage. So like in this case, I know it's done late, but it still gave it 100% grade. So that means because this could be like late for just a day. So if it's just late for a day, well, that's fine. So, it could be because this might be a special education student, or even if it's not a special education student, you do have to give them, an extra day or two to get this work done and turn in. Okay, now, so I said that this gradebook on Google Classroom is nothing for me. Like, this doesn't matter. I don't use this one actually, but I have my gradebook and Synergy. So like, because this Google Classroom is synced with my Synergy, so all of these are actually synced with, okay, if you noticed earlier, let me show you that. Where is my, is this one? So my gradebook at Synergy, all those gradebooks at Google Classroom are being synced with, okay, this platform. Forgive me, I have to go back here to Synergy just to show you. It's kind of embarrassing. It's not loading that fast. Is it? All right, see this one? Right. So see all these assignments right here. Okay. These are the same assignments that you've just seen, okay, from here. Okay. So they're being in sync. And what I do is I just look at that sync from Google. So I would click on that one. So I don't need to like, okay, transfer this grades from one platform or from to another. That's going to be a waste of time. And I don't need to manually compute the grades, by the way. Okay. I just put input the this percentages, and that's it. Okay. The Synergy gradebook does all the grading. All right, so that's how I do it. So notice that there's something like this one, like this. So that means this kid turned in the work, but I haven't graded it yet. So probably because when I was grading the assignment, well, he didn't turn it on time. Okay, so I have to find a time to go back to this assignment and then grade it for these kids. So you see, there's just a lot. So these are students. So you can see that these are students who you might say, oh, those are who are slacking in class. I know there's a lot of kids who are just slacking in class. Okay, so that's it. That's for, yeah, going back here. Oops, not just CK12. Okay, the Khan Academy. So if you guys have heard of Khan Academy, so this is another online resource, and this is also a free online resource, I would say. And what I do with Khan Academy is, well, aside from getting appropriate lessons that you can use for class, even video lessons. It's really up to you which one you want to get from Khan Academy. But the one thing that I am really into Khan Academy are the practice questions, because there are only normally there are only 4 questions. So let me show you that. So I have my account here. So like I said, this is a free online resource. So I have to go here, and then I could just type in lesson. So again, all right, I'm just in love with polynomials. Let's just type in polynomials. All right, say factoring polynomials. So those are the searches that I get. Okay, if you want, oh, this one, just a practice, I like this. Okay. So I know some of you have been using this. So this, okay, so see this part here. I know there are 4 questions, so it's do 4 problems. So I give this as a tune-out or as a warm-up to my students for that lesson. And then if you notice, there's the Common Core State Standard, CCSS. Okay, this one, the Common Core is the Philippine counterpart. What do you call that one? Because I remember when I was teaching in high school at Santiago del Mo, okay, it was called the PSSLC. Okay, if you guys are familiar with that. So come on, just let me know what is it called now. Okay, so that's Common Core to us. And yeah, what I do is I just have to click on this one and then copy it, and then I just have to paste the link to Google Classroom. Okay, let me show you that. Let's go back to the Google Classroom. So again, this is 5. So let me see where I can find it. That I use a Khan Academy. Let's see this one. Okay, no, not this one. Okay, it's not this one. All right, this one. So see. Okay. So I assigned this warm up to my students, and they had to do this on Khan Academy. So see that one. So I have my instruction there, complete the 4 questions, then take a screenshot again of your percentage, which you upload to assignment. So here, let's click on this one. All right, so here, so properties, this is about properties of exponents challenge, okay, integer exponents. So if you want to assign this to your students via Google Classroom, all you have to do is just, you click on this link, just copy it, and then go back to the Google Classroom. So let's say, right, let's just, you won't have to edit it. So all you have to do is just, okay, assuming that this is a different one. So you just click on this, the add link, and then paste it. Okay, there you go. And then click on the add link button. And there you go. And then you have to do this part here again. And after that, you know, okay, remember there's the button in here that says assign. But if you're not assigning it, right at the moment, you have to click on the drop down arrow and then go to the save draft. Okay, so yeah, this is just exactly how you assign a Khan Academy as part of the assignment. Okay, so let's see. All right, where did I do that? Okay, let's also take a look at how the kids were doing in this one. So let's be Devon McQuarrie. Okay, so she did this one late. So this is her work. Okay, see? So when she did this 4 questions, this is what she get. So it says keep going, and you have this 4 out of 4 correct. And this is exactly the screenshot that I need and that she needed to upload on to Google Classroom. But then, right, so look at here, she turned this in on March 28th, 10:39 in the morning. And I had this due, I had this due March 11th. Okay, so March 11th, and then that's March 28th. So can you just imagine how long before she actually turned in? But still, I gave her a 90. Why? Because this is just a warm up, and the warm up only constitutes a very small weight in my grading system. So yeah, and I always explain it to them. And if the kids really want to bring their grades up, like because let's say they're failing behind the class, or they're failing the class, or they're falling behind the class, all they have to do is just to make sure that when they do their assignment, they finish it on time and turn it on time. Because the longer they turn in the work, the lesser the grade's going to be. In other words, I am going to take so much points away from the percentage, and they know that. Okay, but then, like I said, some of these kids just don't mind about it. They just, for as long as they get a D minus, which is it says a barely minimum passing grade, but a barely minimum passing grade is still a passing grade. So who cares? And that's the kind of mentality that they have. Well, for most of them, but for my honors class, no, it's a different one. They always want to get an A plus or an A minus. Okay. All right. Okay, that's for the Khan Academy. So again, the Khan Academy is it's a free online resource as far as I know, because I did not pay anything to get an account. I mean, to create an account here. Okay. I remember I just went ahead and then I signed up for Khan Academy without paying anything. All right, this one is the Delta Math. So unfortunately, oh, by the way, the Khan Academy, I don't think this is only for math. Okay, I think the other teachers, like let's just see, because I'm not really sure. I've not tried. So you guys can just explore it, like navigate through this Khan Academy thing and see for yourself if you can use this one if you're an English teacher or a science teacher, or whatever discipline, okay, that you teach. Okay, but now for Delta Math, it's this one, as the name itself suggests. So this is exclusive for math teachers, and I really like this one. Okay, this is what I use to create, okay, like a test or a quiz, and it's unfortunately this is not free. So it's not me to pay. So in our math department, okay, we bought a license for this one. So everybody has a premium subscription to Delta Math. Okay. So I have the Delta Math open. So I'm going to show you how to create an assignment Delta Math just in case you are interested. And I know there's a free version of this one. Okay. So we know when you only have a free version of Delta Math, it's like there are some other features here that you won't be able to use. So like the videos. Kids will not be able to see videos. Okay, for sure. But if you're on a premium subscription, then your kids would be able to see video lessons, right? Okay, hold on. So where's my Delta Math? I'll just allow here opened. All right, so here, assuming that you guys have a Delta Math account, so all you have to do is, if you want to have to create an assignment, well, of course you need, okay, by the way, if you want to use this in your class, so you need to get all your students sign up. So they need to create an account, and then you can, right here, there's something in here, manage students and classes. So you can go this way to see that. Okay. Let's say, because I already have mine. So if you're going to have to add another class, so add a new period, let's call it, okay, let's call it tech, like tech integration class. Okay. And then you're going to have to confirm it. So I have 0 students here. Okay, so what I do is I need this one, okay, because I want you guys to sign up for this one. I want you to register on this one. So I need this. Okay, click to copy registration link. Okay, so let me put this on the chat. Where's the chat? And let's see if you would be able to get to it. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I want you guys to do me a favor, click on that link, and let's see if you'll be able to register. So right now I can see the 0 student in this class called Tech Integration. Okay, so while you guys are doing that, okay, so how do we create an assignment on Delta Math? So we can go, okay, let me go to it. So here, click on this one. So you can create a test or a standard assignment. So normally I would just have to click on this one, create standard assignment, if I want to have to give a classwork or a homework. So it's just that. But if it's a test, I have to click on create test. So here. So next is this one. You fill this out. What's the assignment's name? So like, for example, you're gonna have to, let's say, again, it's polynomials. Okay, I'm just loving polynomials. This is, I know. Can we just go very specific? Let's say factoring polynomials. All right, and then wait. So what kind of assignment is this? Is this a classwork or homework or a quiz? So let's say you are, okay, this one is a quiz. So you could just put here, for me, I would name this as a quiz. So with that, kids will be able to know that, oh, we're doing a quiz on this lesson, factoring. Two, 4, 5, and 7, all these classes. Okay, and then let's say, how do I post this assignment? Is it immediately? So you have your choices here. If you look at your options, if you want to have to assign this immediately, okay, click on this one. But in my case, I have this staggered by period. So once it's staggered by period, I need to do this one. So since my odd classes are, I start with the even classes. My even classes are on Tuesdays and and Thursdays. So tomorrow is Wednesday, so that means okay, it's my odd classes. So Wednesdays and Fridays, odd classes. So this one is period one. So period one, okay, I can assign this to by tomorrow, so 27th here. So I could click on this one, 27, and then period one starts at 7:25. So I change this to 7:25. Okay, and then period two, this one is on, it's going to be on Thursday. So Thursday here is on the 28th. And then I know period two, it's on 8:23 in the morning. So 8:23. And then period four is also on Wednesday. So it's going to be on the 28th. And then period four is at 10:16. Okay, in the morning. And then period five, this is an odd class, so it's going to be tomorrow, Wednesday. And it's the same time as period four, 10:16. And then my period seven is also going to be, it's an odd class, so it's tomorrow, 27. Wait, I forgot to change this one to 27. And period seven starts at 12:40, okay, 43. Okay, PM. All right, so what's the importance of having to set the dates and the times here for these corresponding classes? So this is the time when they'll be able to access the assignment. So period one will be able to access the assignment tomorrow, okay, no Mexico time at 7:25 in the morning. Right. Folder, okay, I just don't do this part here. Time limit, I put a no limit. Solution shown, yes. See that Delthameth video, so they have Delthameth videos that they can watch just in case, let's say they need more on that lesson. So there's that video that's embedded on every question, so they can watch it before they can actually answer the question. And then hide assignments after due, okay, so no. And then next to that, you can go to skills. So what exactly about factoring polynomials do I have to assign to these kids? Okay, so I go here. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for that. Oh, by the way, so you have this 6, meaning for the 6, these lessons are for 6th graders. And then this in blue. And then this one's in green are lessons for the 7th graders. And then this one's in red for 8th graders. So all these are for middle school students. And then this one in, okay, dark blue, algebra 1. So this is algebra 1. And then next to algebra 1, it's geometry. So this one in orange. And then you have algebra 2 in green again. And we have, okay, back in red, this is pre-calculus. Right, so algebra 2 is for, it's for juniors actually, but then I don't know, for some reasons I have, okay, it's like a mix. I have maybe like 40% of my class are 10th graders, and then the rest of them are juniors. And there's just a handful who are seniors. Okay, so pre-calculus, and then last one is the calculus. Okay, and there's, oh, the 3 here are computer science. Okay, so these are all those lessons. So we have to click. So let's find factoring polynomials. So let's see if we can find, okay, on algebra 2. So let's find them. Okay, factoring polynomials. And we have here polynomial division, polynomial key features. So it doesn't, I think it, right. Oh, here, factoring. So we can go here, okay. And those are all, okay, all the parts of, okay, this one big factoring unit. So if you want to have to do this one, so you can assign this. So let's see what this greatest common factor multivariable. Okay, see? So the question looks this way. So factor completely this binomial. And you see this one, there's the what to help video. Okay, so we can go ahead and I can show this one. So just in case the student doesn't know how to do this one, how do I factor completely? So yep, if they're not lazy, they can go ahead and click on this one and watch the video. So yeah, it's a 9-minute long video. Okay.
Greatest common factor, multivariable. So before we begin an example with lots of variables in it, I just want to show one example with just x. So we're talking about the greatest common factor. Now, there is a greatest common factor sometimes of the coefficients, but we know that 5 and 7 are both prime numbers and they share no common factor. So what is the greatest common factor? The greatest common factor is what I put in front of the parentheses. It is the reverse of the distributive property.
All right.
I want it to be that I take out as much as possible.
So just to give you a glimpse of how this works here, for every single question in Delta Math, okay, if you are on a what do you call this? Forgot the subscription. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so if in a paid subscription. So yeah, that's it. So the kids can watch that one, and then once they already have something, then yeah, they can go ahead and answer this one. Yeah. So as a teacher, you want to assign. So all you have to do, you want to assign this part. So you have to click on this, and then see it appears here, and then required. So meaning how many questions do you want from this greatest common factor? So if you only need, like, let's say just 2 questions, so you could just put 2 questions for that. And then there's the penalty. All right. So once they get it wrong the first time, there's 0.25 that's going to be taken off from their percentage. So like what I do is, oh, that's way too small. So I opted for 1 off. Okay, that's what I do. So meaning to say, if they get it wrong, there'll be another question for them to do. So they'll not be given, or they'll not be penalized. Okay, so that's it. And then another thing is if you're assigning an assignment on Delta Math, the kids are not going to be doing the same question. So like even if you are assigning this one, greatest common factor, multivariable. So let's say you have 25 kids in class, they're not going to be doing the same question. Okay, so like it's on greatest common factor, but okay, this kid and the next one sitting next to him or her is going to be doing another question on the same, okay, the specific part of the lesson. All right, and then you want to have to do this one, solve binomial equation. So let's see what this is all about. So this is how it looks like. All right, so again, there's the problem types here. So what do you want? Do you want, okay, you can click on this one and then you can choose which type. So probably you want to have a quadratic with fractional solutions. Okay, you can go ahead with that. And then go back here and then just click on this one to assign this one. And if you want 2 questions for this, so yep, you can do that. 2 questions, yeah. And it's really up to you. So you have a lot of choices for factoring polynomials. So if you want to have to do all of these for the kids to do, okay, that's on you. Okay, so that's how you pick this parts of factoring polynomials as part of the assignment. Now let's talk about the due date. So again, the due date, so it's up to you. So let's say, okay, you want to have this due by Friday. So Friday, that's on the 29th. All right. And then so what I do is for all my classes, I just have one due date for all of them. It's not like when I assign them, okay, individual class. So that was staggered. Here, it's just one due date. So if I have to do it on the 29th, I just put here 11:59. Okay, and you will know why I set my due date at 11:59 p.m. Why is this at 11:59 p.m.? Because it has to sync with Google Classroom. Okay, so at Google Classroom, remember the due date there. I just put the date, but not the time. So here at Google Classroom, let's just go to it. Oops. Okay, oh, we could hit this. Okay, look at this due date here. So I just put it at Saturday, March 19th, but there's no time. So it's just optional. But if you want to be specific with the time, so you can put, let's say, at 5 in the afternoon or 5 p.m. So if you don't, this is understood to be 11:59 p.m. All right, and the kids love it if I don't put the specific time when it is due. Okay, so where's the delta going back to delta math? Okay, so that's it. And yeah, and then you can review on everything that you do here. So this one, if you're good with the skills that you put here, and then you can click back on here to check if you did everything right. Right, so just go back to the due date and then click on this create assignment button, and then you're good. So once you do that, okay, it's gonna go, of course, okay, here, and then the kids will be able to see or access the assignment at the time that it is to be accessed by them.
Excuse me,
Right, so-
sir.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, sir. Good noon, but we would like to inform you that we only have 5 minutes to end the discussion. It's already 12 noon here in the Philippines.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so let's just okay, let's do this quick. I think I'm almost at the end anyway. Okay, so I have the Desmos. All right. So Desmos is it's an online calculator that I use. Okay, so I'll just skip this part. Okay, there's one thing that that Kami. Okay. So Kami is it's a you have to get a premium subscription too, but there's there's a free version. I'm not sure if there's a free version of Kami. Okay, so this is what I did. So like, let's say, so this is an online resource that you can use to edit PDFs. Okay, so if you're assigning PDFs to your kids and you want them to just do it digitally, so this is the way to go. So how do we do this one? So like, let's get a file. So I have to go here. Okay. Sorry. Oh, I actually already did it. So this one. So earlier I was showing this one in paper using the document camera, but now you have to use the Kami. So here are the features, the tools that you can use to edit the file and even to answer this one, this student note-taking guide. So like this one. So how do you do that? So quadratic inequality in one variable. So you can go here, text box. Okay, you can choose the font size and the color of the text that you want to use. So if you want to use a red, you can click on this one, and then you click on here, right, and then you can extend this one. You can expand on that, and then you are okay. You're good to go. You have to okay. You can now type in. So a quadratic inequality in one variable is and blah blah blah. So that's just how you can do using this one. All right. So I know we're so pressed with time and I can't show everything in here, but this is how we do in Kami. And I like Kami over DuckHub. So DuckHub, this is DuckHub. So I am consider it's upgrade, so I'm only in a free version of DuckHub, so I don't have all the tools that I need here to be able to edit my PDFs here as better as I did on Kami. Okay, so next one. Okay, this one, the quizzes. Okay, so this is the what I use when I have to make quiz. And okay, sadly, let's see, because I'm gonna have to give you something for quizzes. Where is my quizzes thing? So it's not just math people who can use this one, like everybody can use this. So I have a subscription here and I paid about $60 for a year of subscription. So that's renewable every year. And so you guys, there's also a free version of quizzes. Okay. So I'll just put the links later for if you just in case you want this one. So we can go here. So take a look at that. So for math people, so all you have to, let's say, the discriminant. So I know I created already assignments, but that's our prepared ones. So this is what I'm talking about. We could go a live quiz or we can go asynchronous. So what I do in my class is I have to give a live quiz, and this is what I do. So click classic and then continue. And then there's the code. So I have to give this code out to my kids, but they have to log into joinmyquiz.com. And then this one. Okay, so for you can try this on if you want. So I can give you this link, join, or you could just type in the link and then you click on this code. I mean, you put the code in there and then your name's going to be popping out right here on this area. Okay. And as soon as I can get students names popping right up here, then I have to click on the start button so they can begin doing the quiz. Okay. All right, so let's go back to, okay. Okay, so here are the created assignments, our quizzes that I have. It's right here. So most of my quizzes are done via quizzes. So this one. So like that, I have my 10 questions. So, and what's the good thing about this is you could just shop some questions. You don't need to create your own, but if you want to create your own, there's also an option for that. So how do you create this quizzes? Okay, so say for example, this one. Let's say something for science. Okay, but what about science? So let's say cells. That's science. And then you go next. And then you can go search the questions about cells. So there you go, cells. Okay, cells, right. And then you might want to have to give create a 10 question quiz. So if you want this, all right, you click on the add question button. If you want this, go ahead, click on that. Okay, this one, all right. Assuming that I already have got 10. So I have this one here, my questions, and then I need to, because see, this one is only for 30, good for 30 seconds. I don't do this one. That's you're just torturing your kids. So I have to give them more time to do this. So let's say you're gonna have to give them 3 minutes or 5 minutes, it's really up to you. So this one, yeah. So you could go change the time in here. And once you're done with that, okay, go here, save, and you don't need to do that. Okay. English, this language, and then the what grade. So you're giving this to say 8th grade, and you want to have to share this with the public. It's really up to you. So me, I just have to keep it private, visible to myself, and then save, and that's it for my quizzes. Okay, Ms. Presley, how much time do I have? Sorry. Miss Presley, can you hear me?
I guess we only have 3 minutes left.
All right. Okay, I'm good. I think this is the last part of my. All right, there you go.